This is your writer, Anthony L. Kelly, right here. Check it out. These are my books. Mac, Jaja, book, Sunshine. And this is my first book published, Saving Miss Carolina. And this is my latest, El Manic. Go check this book out, man. This is a nod at hip-hop on its 50th anniversary. This is a nod to one of the illest MCs to ever do it, Nasir Jones. This is me shedding the light on mental illness. I'll leave all the links in the description box. Salute to everybody who's ever supported me, man. Y'all go support your boy, Anthony.
Nobody in rock and roll, especially females, can hold a candle to Tina Turner.
Yeah, and she'll definitely be missed. Definitely saddened to hear that news earlier, today. And condolences from the family here at the Hip Hop Uncensored podcast to her family and friends. Let's talk about Fetty Wap, man, because I think as early as yesterday, a couple of days ago, he was pretty much petitioning the court to get like a 5-year sentence. Pretty much said that the pandemic, pretty much, had him or forced him to turn to the underworld to make a living, despite the fact that he had, numerous hits, which is another topic because it's like, it ain't really what you make, it's what you save and how you invest it. I mean, you can make 100 million. We've seen people make 100 million and be broke. We've seen people make 10 million and flip that to 100 million. You know what I mean? So that's neither here nor there. But he was sentenced today. He was sentenced today for his role in a drug trafficking across the country to 6 years in a federal prison. He also has to serve 5 years of probation once he is released. Now, the sentence is 1 year longer than a recommended minimum mandatory for the charges that he was accused of. Now, I'm the first thing I thought of when I seen the sentence was A.R. Ab's joint, his sentence. Very similar type of cases, different but similar as far as the type of drugs, that were alleged to be sold, the type of, because A.R. Ab, they had him in an organization by 4 or 5 people.
Right.
I'm not sure the number of Fetty Wap, but it was definitely a number of people that were in that as well. And he was, part of an organization that distributed more than 100 kilograms of drugs in Long Island and New Jersey, right? 100 kilograms. So you could do the math on that to see how much. That's a lot of drugs. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy that A.R. Ab got 40-something years and he got 6 years. I'm not saying that I want to see him locked up or nothing like that, but it's just like the disparity, discrepancy. One state over, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, you got one guy that got 6 years for drugs, and you got another guy that got 40 years for drugs. How do you feel about the sentence and the comparison to A.R. Ab?
To talk about the A.R. Ab comparison first off, because it's fresh on my mind. It's so interesting that you got one situation tried in Philadelphia, and then another. What was this one in New York or New Jersey?
I think it was New Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah, New Jersey.
Whatever it was, Jersey, New York, and Philly, that's hop, skip, and jump.
Right.
Literally. And for there to be such a discrepancy in years over practically the same charge, same situation, you can't help but to think it might have been a little bit personal out there in Philadelphia. Why? Who knows? And we've said numerous times on this platform, for people who have watched us and know us, know that we went and spent some time out there during that trial. You spent numerous days out there at that trial paying attention and seeing what was going on, and it didn't seem like the prosecution had much for the defense, but It also seemed like the judge didn't give a damn what the defense was talking about. He had in his mind what was going to happen regardless, and it was what it was. This was just, semantics. We have to get this done in order for me to go ahead and smash the gavel. That's another story for a whole nother day, and it's making me think about some things. But anyway, to get along with Fetty Wap, extremely lucky given what we see A.R. Ab currently going through. It could have been far worse. 6 years is a long time. Ain't nobody trying to take away from 6 years. That's a fucking long time.
Oh, yeah,
But
definitely.
at the same time, knowing it could have been worse, I would count your blessings. Hopefully you have a good team and a support system out here that could hold things down for you in your estate. People think that because you're a rap star, and yeah, he had some timeless music. I'm sure his hits are buzzing in the club still to this day because they were those type of hits
definitely.
when it came to hip hop in his time. But that money is bang, it's quick, it's there, and it isn't consistent. It's not your 9 to 5 job where you're going to make 80, 90,000 a year. As long as I stay here consistently over a year, you can make $4 million one year and make $120,000 the next year,
Real
fucking around
talk.
to make $40,000 the next year and make nothing, and then you are living a lifestyle with that $4 million, and now all of a sudden your lifestyle can't equal your income. So you can see it's not too far-fetched and too far out the imagination that a lot of these rappers and entertainers can easily go broke given the inconsistency of the flow. So at the end of the day, I just feel like he's lucky. I know a lot of people make fun of the fact that the pandemic brought on hardships and that he had to go out there and get back into these streets, but it doesn't surprise me. You know what I mean? But lucky. Lucky is the word for me right now.
Yeah, especially to give, they pretty much gave you what you asked for. That usually never happens. No word of him cooperating. Cause I know people are going to say that. Did he snitch? He must have told. No word on that. We haven't heard any of that. So I can't even put that, on his name whatsoever. But, I think for what he was charged with, he made off pretty well, in my opinion. I mean, pretty much it's a RICO charge. So he got the minimum in a year, minimum plus a year. He's been in there. He turned himself in a while ago, I think. So he'll be home in 4.5, 5 years. So nobody want to go to jail, obviously. But if you facing the Fed sentence and you looking at 20, 30, 40 years and you get 6, you gonna take that as a W all day. All day.
W.
You have to tell on nobody, mess your name up. You know what I mean? You straight.
Straight WWF, man. Hey, prayers out to Fetty Wap. Do your time, man. Stay strong, and we see you back out here. Real quick, oh God, before we move on to the next topic, how does this affect Fetty Wap's career in hip hop?
How old is he? About maybe 30?
Probably.
Yeah.
6 years.
It's up to him. 4. It's up to him. I mean, if you already look at his career, he already kind of fizzled out. I mean, in terms of like really putting, it's hard. Like what he did was monumental.
Yeah. For
all the time that he had, a trendsetter in the game. A lot of people bit his style and whatnot. And he had a lot of hits that were number one and whatnot. And that was banging. And like you said, still are banging. But he's almost a shell of what he used to be as far as in the music industry. I'm not sure if he's writing for people, doing stuff behind the scenes. But as far as him making songs that he's performing, haven't heard anything, lately. You know what I mean? So it's all up to him. If he gets out, maybe he might find a new inspiration, to come out and make some music. But I'm not downplaying it when I say that because some people ain't got no hits. Yeah. You know what I mean? He got, a fucking closet full of them joints. Yeah. So he did it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure he was taking care of a lot of people on the way up and whatnot. And I ain't gonna sit up here and say his career is over. Maybe he might reinvent himself, or maybe it could be over for him if he just said, I'm done with it. Fuck it.
This time will prove whether or not he's a star or whether or not he was just an entertainer that got hot at a time, had his time, and now his time's done. Let me tell you why. Music's going to change. Hip hop is going to evolve within the next 5 or 6 years.
Right.
And if your music doesn't evolve with it, if you're not talented enough to evolve with the times and still be entertaining to your audience, still bring you to the audience in 6 years, no one's going to give a damn. You look at Bobby Smurder. I'm happy he's out. I'm happy he's still making money. What song have you heard since Hot Boy? Still.
Nothing to hit.
Nothing.
Right.
You look at other rappers that went to jail for an extended amount of time, given a couple of them that had that real star power, a lot of them fizzle out because the time changes, and if they can't adapt and change with the time, then they were just a part of that era, and that era's done. So you got to transition. That's why you got to make a name and a brand for yourself. So as far as entertainment, somebody's going to want to hear Fetty Wap's story. Fetty Wap is still going to be an interesting personality, especially after doing 6 years and seeing what he got. So there's going to be opportunities, I'm sure, out here for him.
Absolutely.
As far as creating music and being successful from it, like I said, that's up to him, like you said.
Yeah, no, I agree. I 100%, agree. So, yeah, let's talk about Ghostface, man. Ghostface.